Hi, everybody. Good evening. Good Monday evening. Um, yeah, just a little bit of a blah kind of day today. So I started to watch a couple of other crafting videos and thought, you know what? Um, I gotta let this crafting be cheerful. Help me, help me deal with not, with the done and the dumps. I know a lot of other people find it helpful, and I have not in the past allowed, probably first just not allowed it to be. Oh goodness, I dropped some. Hold on. Oh good lord, that's something I'm going to show you in a minute. But as I was saying, I've never really allowed crafting to be um, part of, you know, any kind of healing, any kind of cheering me up, or anything else. It's one of the things I stopped doing when I, just like I would stop writing, stop journaling too. Um, when I'm in a slump. And you know what? I think that I am now going to take other people's advice and try actually doing the crafting so that at least my hands are busy. And if my hands are busy, maybe I won't be thinking about, you know, anything sad, or don't have any other worries at the moment. When you put glue onto paper and you glue that paper onto other paper and you just layer it all on, there's something cathartic about gluing paper to paper. I know a lot of you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. I haven't done real good at following along with people who do like prompt sessions, prompt games with master boards and collage like this. And I've always had the intentions. Sometimes I write down the list of the prompts that they pulled, to do them later, but that so far has never really ended up happening for me. So I am right now just winging it on my own for the moment. Seeing where the ugly stage sets in here. Do you see it? I don't even have all the white space covered yet, and to me it looks kind of ugly. Had my husband fill up my glue all, Elmer's glue all, which I absolutely love. No sponsorship, but this, by the way, I use for just about everything. I buy it by the gallon, and he is so kind to fill up that bottle. I can keep it in my craft desk here, and just keep gluing away. I actually have all kinds of glues for all things. Like I'm sure most of us do. The fabric glues, the glass glues, the glue guns for hot glue. All that good stuff. I have the right glue. Art glitter glue. Gosh, goodness, what else? Oh, there's one over here that a while back people were trying, and I still have mine. Yeah, Fairly Art. Fairly Art Precision Craft Glue. I still have mine with that. I do like my Aleene's tacky glue, but I don't have that down here. Oh, I have the clear one. I have the clear one down here, which I do like. So I'm not super picky about glue, other than the mainstay, like I said, is always the Elmer's glue ball. I know everybody's got their go-tos and everybody's got their favorites and their opinions about when to use what and what's best for what, right? But we all just do our own thing. Whatever works for whatever you're doing yourself, you just use that glue. And you glue whatever you want, wherever you want it. Whether it makes sense or not. Because after all of this gets covered and it's nice and textury, I like it to feel textury and not flat. Then I can start with the going over with maybe some spray, paint sprays, or a little bit of light paint, craft paint, and that changes the whole look of the board. Then it can be cut up into smaller pieces for postcards, like maybe 4 smaller postcards. It can be cut up into the artist trading card, ETC size, 2.5 by 3.5, or index card size for a start of a background for decorating index cards. I know a lot of people are doing the iCAD index card a day. I actually accomplished that 1 year. I started out the year before that to do it, and I didn't get very far. But I believe it was 2 years ago that I actually not only started it, but I actually completed it early because I just got so into it. It was really a lot of fun. And so I have them all on a ring binder, well, just a ring clip. Yeah, to save them for posterity, to see, well, I actually did finish something. I got really close this last time to finishing Janet and Young's last year. The 100 Things challenge. Got really close, but then life and cancer interfered. But all of that is pretty good now, and I'm just doing the things that I like to do at the moment, and seeing how that goes. So some of you may know that I don't necessarily come from the most artsy family, but with my mother and her mother. I remember when I was young, when my grandmother and grandfather used to visit my mom's parents. They would visit twice a year on their way through being snowbirds down to Arizona. They would always stop on the way here, on the way there, and on the way back, and hang out at our house, sleep in the camper in the backyard. But my mom and grandma would always be doing crafts in the house on the kitchen table. And my mom was very interested in crafts when she got here, when she saw what I was doing and whatever she wanted to kick in. Then there kind of came a point for her where things slowed down and she really just wanted to watch or see what the end product was. So what do I have? I know people think, oh, maybe it should just be, nothing with words, just oh goodness, this is getting stuck. Oops. Nothing with words, like no advertisements or anything like that. But like I said, we're going to paint over. We're going to paint over when all of this gets full and covered and textury enough. So it really doesn't matter if it's got lines, got words. I just like to try not to have like all kinds of squarish, symmetrical shapes. I just like to tear the paper up or use with bits and whatever are already saved from other crafty kind of projects. And yes, this is going to need some drying before it could ever possibly get some spray or paint over the top of that. Because the glue becomes thick when you're gluing down multiple pieces and layers of paper. Ooh, I like this. I just don't know where do I like it. Okay. So what is on everyone else's crafty agenda? Is anyone paper crafting today or made anything interesting? Maybe you've done some DIY projects. Those are always fun. Now this is like that mailer stuff that comes, that envelope with all the different advertisements in it. So the papers are mostly really thin. This must have been from something else. But most of the paper is really thin. So, but they're always like bright colors. I mean, look, are we not going to use the orthodontist advertisement with the teeth and the braces? Yeah. Yes, we are. Nobody in our house is in need of orthodontics. So this ad is now craft fodder. Yahtzee. Where should we stick it, you guys? Right smack dab in the middle? Maybe just a little off center. And should we make it look like the actual... Do we want to do like the actual way that the mouth would look? Or do we want to keep it on the angle that they... Yeah, I'm going to keep the angle. I like that it's a little off angle that way. It doesn't look just like a picture that was taken. So I've been listening to a lot of new music on YouTube too. I love YouTube for music and reviews of music, different kinds of music. Sometimes it's just the people that do the music reactions that I follow, kind of whatever pretty much that they review, and find new things to listen to that way. Or I look for specific artists and see what people have reviewed and what they think. My middle child caring about what everyone else thinks, right? Not that I necessarily always agree with their opinions on the music that they review. But if they can introduce me to some new stuff that I might like, or they give their reviews of things I already know, I find it interesting. Because I might have listened to it and known that song for ever and ever, but they have only maybe just for the first time heard that song, and it's interesting to see what other people pick up in music. Some people listen to music just for the actual music of it and the beat, and they don't care, what the lyrics are. Don't even know what the lyrics are sometimes. And then other people, it matters what the lyrics are. I'm one of those persons. I like to listen to songs with clever lyrics, good lyricism. Shoot. Already got glue on it. Didn't necessarily mean to put that there right next to this other one. At least they're different colors. I'm going to put these back in here. And the rest of this is paper doll stuff that I don't want to mess with. Oh, I even stuck a bit of a napkin that got ripped off. I even stuck a sticky note pad in there. I have so many of these, and calla lilies are my favorite flower. Had them at my wedding. So then I found, oh goodness, I found file folders, I found notepads, I found regular like school folders, and of course these sticky notes. So I had to have some of everything. It was back closer to when I had first gotten married too, of course. So it was the flowers were super, super sentimental. Ooh, I don't even know that I like that this is the perfect square though. I already put the glue on it. More glue for my hands. You know what I am noticing with those music reaction channels that I've been watching is how many people, reactors, that are used to a certain type of music of their own that they have a preference for. And some of them, they will only stay in that wheelhouse, but others will have been, and quite a few, have been branching out. And where they've been branching out to is into country music. because there are so many other artists switching over from, or being featured on a country music track or song or album when they're normally, a hip hop or rap star or anything. Actually, I find it very interesting that country is getting this infusion of all kinds of new talent. I grew up listening to old-fashioned country and western music, as they called it in the day. So my dad controlled the radio, controlled the music. I remember 8-track tapes playing from the garage in the summer when everybody was out in the backyard having a barbecue. I remember having a console, kind of long. It was like it had stereo 8-track record player. There was always something playing, and if he wasn't home, and my mom left us with my older sister at the time sometimes. We had to endure her undying love for, I believe, Sean Cassidy at a certain point, and then a lot of AC/DC, and I was down with the REO Speedwagon, I gotta admit. But she just would over and over and over again, and then just running around the house singing into her plastic comb that she, at the time it was popular to keep a plastic comb in your back pocket. And just play the same song over and over and over again. I guess she had to get her fix until my mom got home, because my mom was not about the kind of music my sister liked to listen to. Not at all, guys. I don't know if any of you have listened to some of those AC/DC songs, but they are definitely not what most parents would have wanted, or would probably still want the kids listening to at the age my sister had discovered them, and they were on the radio and playing things that probably wouldn't be allowed so much even now on the radio. I don't know. They've got a big catalog, AC/DC does. And I just know that there's plenty of songs that with the content, there's no way they were on the radio back then, but they would not be now. But on YouTube, people have reacted to them, which I think is cool. I'm not real big on censorship of any kind, so it's nice when things can be streamed or videos posted on YouTube where you don't really hear those songs anymore on the radio. But you can on YouTube. So besides crafting and music, I haven't gotten into, there's this segment of people who just like they do with the reacting to playing a song and giving their commentary and whatever. There's people watching movies and putting it on YouTube, bits and pieces, and they have to start and stop and do all that for copyright. But if I want to watch a movie, I don't want it to start and stop and have somebody else talking through my movie. So I have not gotten into that. Hello, Samar. What am I making? Well, this is called, okay, first it started as just a plain piece of thick paper. And this is called a master board. It's upside down to you. There you go, because some of them have words. And what I've done here is just taken bits and pieces of paper that I have as scraps that are left over from other projects, or papers that I've saved, and then I rip them into pieces that, whatever size I want, and just glue down and layer up. And when I like the way it eventually looks, I will make sure everything is glued down entirely and safely, and that we dry it from the front and the back, because then we can use like spray craft paints or acrylic craft paints, and give it a gloss over, stamp on it, make marks on it, all kinds of things. How is Oliver? Oliver has had a good day. He did have a nap today, so he was a little bit tired. So he had his nap today. And his nurse was here from 9 till 5, and he had a really good day. I sat with him for a little while, and we shared some time on his computer. So the total thing is called a master board. And then the idea is that you can cut it up and use it for other things. Make postcards out of it, pages for a journal, that kind of thing. Because I make journals as well. So Oliver, yes, he had a nap today, but he did get excited and want to show me some monster truck kind of vehicles on his computer. He likes when people will let him show what he's up to on his computer. Especially when you can communicate really well with him, if you get excited about what he's excited about. So I always make sure that I'm speaking in English and signing in American Sign Language too. And that makes him even happier. He can understand even better. How are you, Samar? How was the rest of your weekend? And your Monday? Oh goodness, you might be up late. What time is it? Or is it up? Or you're up early now? Are you up early on a Tuesday? Yeah, this is the part of my channel, Samar, that maybe you haven't checked out yet. Probably crafty videos. Those backyard chit-chats are just things I started recently. Whenever I wake up early or get woken up early, that's when I know it's cool enough, then I get some coffee and I go outside and have those little chats. That's how we met, huh? I took some really fun pictures this morning, or not this morning, the other day. I think I posted, maybe I didn't. I thought I made a post for YouTube for the pictures I took from in my backyard. Just real up close pictures of flowers and plants that are either in our backyard or on our deck, or growing wild in our grass, which is fun. Like little wild strawberries, a couple little wild strawberries popping up, and I think up close clover, and so on and so on. So I'll have to go look to see if I actually did make that post yet or not. Oh, see, I'm getting more glue on my hands. Ugh. Sorry, the garbage can is over here, so I'm trying to get the glue off my fingers. It's not like when we were kids where we purposely smeared glue all over our hands just to peel it off again after it dried because it was fun. It is no longer fun to me as an adult. Feels icky and makes it harder to feel what I'm doing here. I just got one of my son's old adaptable paint brushes because it has some really long, rough bristles, and this is the adaptable part. Like for kids who can't, use a regular paintbrush yet, they can, just grab onto the end here. Hello, Maritza. Hola. How are you? I'm just making a masterboard, gluing paper on top of paper, trying to get past an ugly point. Let's see what is in this envelope. That's always the fun question. Ooh, this is where I cut out some words too. Maybe I'll put that eyeball on there that I made. Because why not? Are you crafting anything, Maritza? Any sewing? Crocheting, knitting, all that stuff that I'm so in awe of that other people can do that I cannot. And then whenever I say that, everyone says it's just, you could learn, it's easy, blah, blah. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to learn. I don't know that I've tried knitting more than once because I found it extremely aggravating when I couldn't get it right. After several times, I couldn't even get started properly. These are little, some of them are just this asterisks, and some of them are letters or numbers. This one I don't even know. It's just scrap. So let's glue the eyeball down. So normally these are made with just paper of all kinds. Some people are very particular about how they make them. They collage them to where everything fits nice and square and properly, and then layer it up some more. But everything is very angular. And then there's the rest of us that that do it this way. And just kind of glue anything and everything anywhere. Some people, though, they essentially do this same thing, but they do it in a book, a blank book, and then they keep them. Sometimes they have themes for them, so that all the pictures, papers that they glue down, all the pages have the same theme. I did a Halloween glue book. They call those glue books, where you glue it on pages, in a book, and you can be themed or not themed, but I did do a Halloween book just because I really loved Halloween, and I had this perfect book that was the right size, and plenty of magazines left over from Halloween crafting, and like when Better Homes and Gardens and Good Housekeeping and all those other magazines would come out with their Halloween edition. I probably still have plenty of that. Ugh, I need something black, more black color in here. Let's see. Anything else in here? So back in with you, Mr. Envelope. And let's try this other one. Oh, okay, now these are other things that people have made. Okay, now here's some washi tape samples that were sent to me, this is a common thing to do. Put it on a card, wrap it around. That way you can send a little to somebody. And none of us ever really trust tape or stickers. We always put extra glue. Real washi tape is a lot thinner than this and made in Japan. But washi tape has become a catch-all name for all this kind of thinner decorative tape. Some of it's kind of plasticky feeling even, and has varying amounts of opaqueness or translucence. Like this one's pretty translucent. You can kind of see the darker stuff below. Let's try some of this blue and green and white. Reminds me of fencing underneath the bottom of our deck. Maybe I should start putting some vertical things. I feel like I've been doing everything horizontal. So we need some interest here. I don't know if you can hear that noise from the other room. That's my husband's chair. Really needs to get that squeak. WD-40 or something on that so it'll stop squeaking so loud. Can't imagine his co-workers like to hear it either when he is working. From there. Oh, there's one more on here, isn't there? Yeah. Let's try a little bit of this one. This one looks like a really light wood pattern. I gotta find the end of it. I don't know where the end of it is. It's so light. Aha! Oops, I ripped it. I don't know how long I've had this either. So that could be why it's not such a great easy thing to pull off of that. Now this one's a lot thinner. Seems like it's, yeah, thinner. You can see through better. And I kind of like those when you're doing something like this. You're not really trying to cover anything up necessarily. You're just trying to put more imagery and more texture. So glad I have a garbage can right there. Oh, what you doing, puppy? Standing up shaking? Where are you going off to? I just had a 9th birthday the other day. Yeah. Let's see, what is today, the 20th? Oh, yesterday, actually, just yesterday. So he was rewarded with whole big treats every time he came inside from going outside, instead of just little half pieces. He turned 9. And I got to look it up because I've heard that not only do they not, it might be 7 years, dog years for every one of our human years at first, but that's not, and then it changes. But it's different depending on the breed of dog that you have, I've heard. So I haven't looked that up yet to see like how old he technically would be based on his breed. He's a Yorkie. So, but I think that'll be interesting to find out how old he really is, because he is not 9 times 7. It's not a 63-year-old dog. He is slowing down a little, though, you guys, and it makes me really, really sad. I've had him since he was 4 months old. He's been, right there with me all the time. Sleeps next to me. If I'm sick and have to sleep in a room by myself, he comes and he stays in there with me. And look at you two trying to share that spot over there. Oh, Hank, are you trying to share? Is Stanley letting you share? Oh, I found something black and silver. I forgot about these. Okay. This is glittery silver, so that ought to make things a little interesting. This is pretty thick cardstock paper, so getting a lot of glue on there to make these stay down where I want them. See, and look, so much glue on my hands. The fingers are again already, the fingertips. Oof, yuck. Some people use like a, what do you call that, microfiber cloth to kind of wipe, to spread the glue and get the extra off, and so it's not all over their fingers and hands. But that is not me, at least for right now. But although it's sounding like a really good idea, how much glue I have to be getting on my fingers today. So it was another scorcher of a day today. I didn't get outside very early this morning, but I was out there. But it was full sun in the yard. I was putting some decorations out, pulling out some of the weeds. there's a tree stump in our backyard. It's not real tall, from a tree that has been there forever, but it was getting to be too much of a problem for the utility lines that were all meeting in that back corner too. And so the city took it down for us. So they were really good about it. They didn't leave a tall, big old stump that would be kind of pretty much in the way, but they left a little bit of a stump, and so I've been taking over that little spot and decorating it up and putting mushroom houses and little fairy things and gnome stuff out there. So that's what I was out there today doing, adding some extra stuff, even some pinwheels for fun. Got to keep that inner child happy. And I pulled away the weeds from around there. Checked on my glass DIY mushrooms that I made and put out there. I think I have a video, just a real quick video, not of how I made them, because YouTube is full of those. But what kind of just vaguely what they look like in my hands. I haven't taken any video or pictures of the whole area out there. And I don't know if I will or not. It's kind of my spot. When you have your spot and you don't really want to share it with everybody. And you're not having to physically share it with them. Once you put it out on the internet, right? Nothing is ever gone from the internet. The internet is forever. And it's changing. So who knows, right? Samara, if you're still here, I did, on my community tab of this YouTube channel, I did post an older photo of Oliver with my husband, with his daddy, Christmas photo. One of our favorite photos of him. I did post that there. But I haven't posted anything like that's current of him. But I will. We don't like to share a whole lot. But on other platforms we have. Like Instagram. Back when Twitter was not X, before it turned into X, and we don't really, sadly, use it very much. Some stuff on Facebook in the past. But yeah, it's a good thing for people to protect their kids from their kids' images on being on social media everywhere. For us, it's also a good thing because people aren't always the kindest with his issues that are visible. And yeah. But he does have a following, I guess, on Instagram. There's people that when he gets sick and something happens and they see pictures of, an ambulance or whatever, they see pictures that they just think are really adorable. They come out of the woodwork. He's got a lot of fans, people that never really talk to us. We don't really interact with until there's something about Oliver. In fact, I think I made a playlist finally for this YouTube that I will add to that is called "And Then There's Oliver." So I'll have to post some stuff to there. He not a minor child anymore. He's considered, he's an adult, even though he's a disabled adult child of ours. So, I mean, I feel a little bit better about that now that he's not under 18. Putting images of him out online. But definitely minor children, yeah. Some people don't care. Other people have very strong feelings against doing that. Let me see how this feels. How thick does this actually feel? Might be time to make sure that all the bits and edges are secure before I dry it. Which right now, my husband brought me down a industrial heat gun, but I'm afraid I'm going to set the paper on fire with it. So my regular heat gun is upstairs in a different craft room, and this is just a crafty area, filming area in my family room. So I just brought down an extra blow dryer, older blow dryer, hair blow dryer. And the only difference is that it blows air around and heat instead of just heat. The heat gun does. And now this is right. Come on. I love these things for projects and separating out things. Let's see, what else can I reach in here and find? Ooh, I think this is... Aha! Stickers! So now we will attempt to see what kind of stickers we can... Oops, sorry. Try to keep my keyboard up there out of the way. The sunflower sticker I bought when we helped with a baby shower for one of my daughter's friends. Everything was very sunflower themed. So I ended up with a lot left over of a roll of various sunflower stickers. The only thing is there's a lot of white around it unless you get these bigger ones. So I don't know, maybe I won't use that one. Too much white around the edge. Let's do some of these with the yellow and the dark. Oh, we didn't put glue on that today. That actually looked like it stuck pretty good, so I'm okay with that. So yeah, Becky from Aunt Beck's Creations. She and I are going to hopefully be able to get together and make some more yard mushrooms with these a vase and a bowl turned upside down on the top to be the cap of the mushroom. I had made some already, but whenever she's ready, I think we're gonna make the video together or live stream it together so everybody can see. All of mine that I've gotten so far are in the backyard, so I figured I could make some more online with her because I never did video mine either, the making of them, just showing of them, like I said. But then mine can go in the front yard since I didn't put any out there yet. We're also needing to hang our bird feeders that I made out of glass items from the thrift store. So not your traditional looking. Hi, Pam. Yeah, so not your traditional looking bird feeders, but I'm not really into the traditional looking things. I like eccentric and different looking things. How's your day been, Pam? What have you been up to? Thank you for being around in the morning. Yes, I am. I'm trying to really load it up because I didn't start with the strongest piece of paper. I didn't think that through real good. And I should have. Oh. Now I'm looking into my stickers here to see what I might want to sacrifice for my masterboard. Ooh, I even got some kid stickers in here still. I'm going to set this aside because that's just going to be in the way for getting sticker packs out. Okay, so animals, jungle animals, sea animals, and some foil butterflies. Let's try some foil butterflies. Do you like to make masterboards, Pam? I remember back when these were never even called masterboard. Not quite sure who brought that term along. That's what everybody calls it now. Never trust a sticker or a piece of washi tape, right? And this is kind of 3D. I have to put some glue so that the top part doesn't pop up. You love making masterboards. You've been busy doing a week's worth of laundry and stuff. Oh, yeah, because you're home from the cabin. Yeah. If it isn't enough work to get everything together to go, there's all the undoing everything when you get back. But I know you don't have to go real far, right? Your cabin is pretty nearby, so you guys can go pretty much whenever you like. Yeah, Marita was here earlier. I'm not sure if she's still here, but yeah, you know what? I'm not sure if I'm going to take this part off. This is going to have to be a separate part. Oh, it's got the dot. That's what made it lift. Nope. Not going to stay, so okay. There's some of these that are just flat, so that's good. I'll try some of those. I like that there's getting to be some glittery looking to this. I'm not usually a glittery looking person. I don't wear glittery. I don't like glitter itself, but these kind of just have that glittery edge. Just trying to not use any of the ones that are 3D because those don't want to be masterboard friendly. Oop. Any good fishing or crafting while you were up at the cabin, Pam? Fishing is one thing I never, even up at our cabins that we used to go when we used to go. Fishing wasn't a real big thing. Although my husband helped my boys learn how to fish, and my daughter. She always had to be right there doing whatever my husband was doing. Let's put this back in here if I can with the glue that is on my fingers again. pretty soon. I'm going to have to dry this, though, because it is getting rather thickish, which makes it nice and sturdy. I always end up putting these in backwards. And, yep, and I did that again. Let's see. Do I really want... I don't want any more glittery. These look... pretty much all 3D, so I'm going to open that and those either. Let's see what else I can pull out. That's all 3D. Plus they're more sunflowers. Oh, wait a minute. How about some gold foil stars that remind me of grade school? And potty charts for my children. Loved getting that star they could put on their chart. Back before stickers really took off, these were kind of the only thing teachers had to put on a kid's paper. Before that, it was all just whatever they wrote. This is getting really glittery and shinier than I expected. But you never know what direction it's going to take it when you just go with the flow. Just grab paper, rip it, and glue onto more paper. Why not, right? Why not? Because even though this looks funky the way it is right now, a little paint over it, and then cut up into smaller sections, it really does change the look. Since these are so small, I'm going to put quite a few of these on because I'm not sure how I'm going to cut it up. And I just want to be sure there's at least one or two in whatever sections I end up making. Yeah. See, yeah. They're all gold. I think gold and silver were like the original ones. Then there's like, ooh, colored ones. And then I even remember it getting to be scratch and sniff stickers. The beginning of kids' craft items or whatnot that, you know, that they scented. It's one thing to scratch and sniff a sticker, but I am not a fan of the idea of all these markers that, you know, smell like this and like that. And kids are basically being encouraged to sniff markers, which is not a good habit to form, let's just say. Oh, and then crayons that smell too. I mean, there's no harm in smelling a crayon. It's not like it's got a lot of other bad chemicals in it, like markers might. But yeah, Crayola making whole lines of interesting crayons. I think I did a video on the ones that I had and tried to see how well they did for a resist. It's a little bit of a fail, not because of the crayons, but because I think I put too much paint over the top of some of the areas. Yeah. So. But I could always, I guess, use some whitewash to it and lighten it up a little. almost nothing is ever a total loss. Okay. One last star. Gotta find where these came out of because I know it's a. There it is. It's a big pack of them. Like a teacher's pack again. So I think that's going to be the end of what I'm going to stick on here, folks. Put this back on my desk there. And hello, Miss Chicken Pot Pie. It is so good to see you. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing this evening? You caught me at the end of the gluing part of making this masterboard, and for some reason, I do not recall in the past having so much glue sticking to my fingers. And like I said earlier, it's not as fun as when you were in grade school and you smeared it all over your hands and let it, palms of your hands and let it dry, and then peeled it off to see how big of a piece you could peel off at once. Yeah, I'm over that. It's not a good sensory feeling right now. It's all on my fingertips. But I started with a less than optimal thickness of a base substrate. So the more I glued on, the better. Made it nice and sturdy for whatever I might use it for. I just got glue on my neck. I'm trying to wipe off the glue. But ladies and gentlemen, I am a hot mess today. Just a hot mess. Ignore my craziness. Oops, something else got lost over there. Oh, another number 2. Let's not let him not have a home. Let's see, where can we put you? Oops, where can we put you, Mr. Number 2? Surely there's space for you. Okay. Now, initially, when I turn on even though it's a hair blow dryer, it'll be a little bit, I usually use low anyway, but it'll be just loud at first and then it kind of fades into the background. So here we go. If it's too bad, just let me know. Oops. One foil star tried to leave the universe. Peek into the underside. Noise pollution. Is it real loud? Or did it fade into the back? Usually people they worry about muting it a lot of the time, but it often fades, at least when I hear it, it fades into the background after it's on for a couple seconds. White noise. But I'm wearing my headphones from having listened to music before, so if I'm not hearing how loud this really actually is. Off it goes. All right. Let's let that sit for a minute. Uh-oh. Hello, babies. We've got two doggies down there sharing a couple blankets and a dog bed. One doesn't want to be by himself, and the other is always with me all the time. Oh, hubby said Oliver's tough time. Time for some cleaning up. Okay, let's see if I can really quick. Let's see. Let's just put down paper towel. I don't think I'm going to get carried away with the paint. Keep my stuff out of there. Let's try some sprays first. Not all of my sprays work, which is a real aggravation to me, because I don't want to have to deal with the whole trying to clean the nozzles and all of that. So if I find one that's not working, sometimes I just take the, oh, there we go, this one does. More stuff on my hands. And then there's other ones like this silver one I know doesn't work, and often metallic ones have problems. Maybe I don't want to use silver because there's so much silver already in that glittery. Where's my gold? The gold I know I will have to drip because it does not, definitely does not. Oh, that's yellow. Come on, gold. Whenever you want it, right? There we go. There's the puppy. Right down there. Hi, Stanley. Hi, baby. Burning myself a lemon and lavender. Nope, see, still doesn't want a candle over here. Smells good and little serenity. Guess I don't need a whole lot of the gold either because of the gold stars, but let's do a little. Everything's better with a little silver or gold. All right. Maybe some of them will look like shooting stars. I'm trying to keep this one bright because maybe I'll use this for something this summer. Spray paint takes longer to dry on the stickers that wants to resist that. Put it down close enough. Don't you need to get them to dry out. Well. So Yeah. Let's see. Hello, Quail Feathers. I don't believe we've met before. Are you a crafter too? Or are you somebody that I know that maybe just has a different name otherwise on YouTube? I like your name, Quail Feathers. It's a lot of fun. I like to find bird feathers when I'm outside. Although I have to say I found a quote-unquote recycled bird feather the other day. I went to go pick it up and realized that it was not fresh, let's just say. Mainly watercolors and crochet. Yeah, I just, like I said earlier, crocheting and I, or yarn crafts and I, are just usually not very good friends. But I do like to watercolor. I'm starting to, I don't really, know all the good techniques, but I'm starting to just make blobs on watercolor paper of different shapes and colors, multiple ones on a piece of paper, good thick paper, and then I just take ink, pen ink, and try to imagine what the shape would be and draw around it and cut those little guys out. Use them for gluing onto something, a card or some other sent in happy mail to somebody, maybe. Just sent some happy mail out this last Friday. Off to bed for you. You have a great evening too. Thank you. Thank you for asking everyone to hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. I'm not necessarily a new channel, but new to doing any kind of content of my own. So any likes, comments, and subscribes are very much appreciated. Let's see. Okay, one more time. I'm going to turn on this heat to try and dry the acrylic liquid ink or paint, spray paint. It didn't spray. Some of them did, some of them didn't. So I try to put some tropical blue. Scrape that over it. Scrape it here. One of my husband's old work IDs. Ooh, that's fun. Look, I can dry it and help things spread around. That's fun. First one, I have blue and pink on my fingers. Oh, you gave me the finger when you came in. I'm so honored. That's my favorite finger. My favorite finger. The one on the YouTube or the one in the middle on my hand. Oops. Uh-oh. I don't know if dinner's coming or if he's excited about something that's at the door. Not really sure. Well, let's try to scrape this nicely. I'm going to wipe some of this off because it looks like I have a lot in certain areas and I don't want to have things so very covered. Paint with a lot more liquid thinned out than I thought it was. Because now you can't really see this eye that I made right here at all. I have to remember that about you, Mr. Tropical Blue. Oh, the one that was barking just then, he is half Doberman Pinscher and half Dachshund. And he comes from my dad. When my stepmom passed away, my dad couldn't take care of all the puppies by himself. So this Hank, we got to bring home, but he learned to be a big barker with a bunch of other pets. We have 2 dachshunds. Oh, it's so funny. He's tall because of the miniature Doberman Pinscher, and his face very much looks like that. And about halfway back in his body, he's got the notorious barkers. Oh, he's on the back half. He's got the white with the speckled spots, but he's not black and white. He's an interesting brown. If he comes around over here, maybe we can see him. Oh, there he comes. I don't know if you can see him very good, though. Let's see. What you doing, Hank? Hank? What you doing? Yeah, see? Yeah. That's part of him there anyway. Silly Hank. Yeah, I'm done spreading paint because that seemed to just wipe everything I just did out. All those colors I did. This is some old glitter glue that has really gotten blobby, but I guess I am going to use my scraper again. But it has become like a really good, fun thing to go over the top of these kinds of things. And I love it. Maybe this isn't so bad after all. No, maybe we got past the ugly stage and got everything. This glitter glue will help set stuff up too. Got to the pretty part. Make sure I get it all the way to the corners too. Edges. And then I think what I'm going to do is, instead of using the dryer for this, since this top layer is actually a glue, technically, I'm just going to let it sit and air dry. On its own. And let it stiffen up better that way. So Wipe you off so you don't contaminate things over here. I don't know, does anybody know if you've still seen? Love that. Yeah, his tail. He's a real tail wagger, big time. Is this something that anybody knows is still at Dollar Tree? I haven't even really looked, but I know that's where I got it from. Ooh, got some on my elbow. All right. So this is what it looks like. See, I don't know if you can catch the glittery. There we go. Here's some of the glittery. And we'll see what it turns out to be when it's done. Yeah. I understand quill feathers. That was my first trip there for anything crafty recently. But like I said, this I've had forever. I mean, you could tell the way it came out. It was blobby. That's why I didn't even bother using the tip applicator, because I knew it was blobby and thick, starting to dry up. But it still works when you are painting with it instead of just trying to outline or anything like that. So it gets kept in there with the other paints. Grab some wipes here, just maybe get some of this stuff off my hands. Oh no, oh, I'm sorry, Barbara. Sorry, chicken pot pie. Adieu to you too. Adieu, adieu, adieu. I hate when that happens. You know, we're so reliant on technology and expecting it to behave perfectly all the time, and it just doesn't. And more about the world is reliant on technology. And we meet all kinds of new people like this on YouTube and other places. Get to talk to people, family members, and video chat and all of that when they don't live nearby. So, you know, I think those are the things I like about technology. And of course, when those things work properly too, it's a good thing. All right. Well, I have kept everyone on here, or anyone who watches this on the replay. It has been an hour and almost 30 minutes. So I think I am going to say good night to all of you, or good day wherever you're at. And thank you for joining me while I did this little masterboard, a little glue down to definitely feel definitely more cheered up than I was when I started. So I am grateful for that. Good night. Okay. I'm glad you found us too, Quill Feathers. Yeah, I can be fun sometimes. I try to be fun all the time, but maybe I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Who knows? And I'm not really big into whole huge, big, fancy projects. My journals are your basic stuff, and even kind of grungy and junky. But I have fun myself, and so I don't mind sharing, having everybody else kind of see what I'm up to. So I will say goodnight to all of you. Thank you for joining us. Anybody on the replay, thank you also for stopping by. And again, I am just a small channel, and I know I've been around. It'll tell you I've been around for a long time, but that was really so I could watch everybody else and join in all of their live streams. So I've just not too long ago, my husband set me up here with being able to stream. So I've been doing that, and I would love to have you back as subscribers. And if you want to click the like button, that would be great. Leave a comment, helps the algorithm know that you like this kind of content. Craft content, arts and craft content is not high necessarily on YouTube's list of genres that they push. So the more we help each other out, the better it is for everyone. So I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Goodbye until next time. It's only Monday, so hopefully at least once or twice more, maybe even some shorts and posts sometime the rest of this week. So try to look back, watch your notifications if you've clicked the bell, and I will see you guys next time. I always have to hit end live stream twice, which is so much fun. Good night. Yes, I'm sure I want to end the stream.